fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Who am I but I'm Dre Mac? Came into the game to spit facts. Into the space that I'm in. They call me Bobby Drake cause I'm cold with the pen. I run no diamonds but I still shine. You can dig me cause my boy's mine. My tracks flame like a Galu. The hardest part of my tongue, thinking is a warm blue. I'ma throw with a gas leak. Camouflage in the mist, but you smell me. One spark, then I bet you I'ma blow up. Just throw my name around, get stupid, then you go dumb. No rest for the weary. A versus thinking in his man, but you can't see me. You rather drink than go pull up. I'm drinking knife through the game, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. I came to eat at the a la carte. Got stripped of a bear, call me brainstorm. Then I come together like a Voltron. Then I pour all the planks, you use Decepticons. Straight rappers to the streets like Cobra. 80s they can float, they like up in the storage and I'm E-man. Up, down, then I'm cheap. You a beast, man. I take a beat in. It's a turtle rap, turtle glands, get defeated. Hop in my ride, you can call me Night Rider. You can never stop me, cause I'm a guy bomb. Bad attitude like a rocket, my whole to the A, and I bet you can't stop us. LL bad, when I go and show up, you can hear the haters in the back. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie.
This is a test. This station is conducting a test of the emergency broadcasting system. This is only a test.
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit. Taste the honey sauce. Taste the goodness of the biscuit with the honey sauce. Don't get that honey sauce on me. I don't like the way it tastes with my chicken wings.
We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
What's up? What is going on, everybody? It's your man, Dre Mac, coming to you again with another episode of the Dre Mac Show. 7:30 in the morning, Central Time, 8:30 on the East Coast. If you're on the West Coast right now, get up, because you already know that the early bird gets the worm. And on today, we are going to go over some of the early reactions to Fantastic Four. All I've been hearing is nothing but good things, and I kind of want to go over those things today and see what the critics and everybody is talking about. You know, let's switch it up. Let's have some fun today. You know what I'm saying? So we can lead the grifters. We go get to them grifters later, because the grifters is already hating on this. The movie ain't even out, and already the grifters are already hating. So, and crapping on the movie, especially because I don't know what it is about people not liking Pedro Pascal. All of a sudden, he's just in everything. I seen him in a toilet bowl commercial, and there he is. I'm sick of them. You know what I mean? So, grifters go grift. So hopefully you guys are happy. Hopefully you guys are healthy. Shout out to my man Heavy Gan over at the Heavy Gan channel. But you already know what it is. The real question is, are you
Say why you hating on my energy? Say why you hating on my energy? I don't think you wanna be my enemy.
All right, all right, all right, all right. Let's see who is all in the house for shiggity this morning. Rashad Walker's up in here early. What's up? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Man, Andre Ware's up in here. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Eddie Foster, good morning. Nice to see you in the chat. Good morning, good morning. Molly Moore, good morning, good morning. Oh man, Tori and Rain Reloaded. No biscuits today, tomorrow tonight. I told you I'm about to start eating the biscuits, man. I'm about to, man. I'm tired of being stuck. I can't even get to 5,000 subscribers, man. I'm about to start just grifting, eating biscuits, butter biscuits everywhere. Me and Malika Andrews. All right, but man, Marley Martin is up in here. So we're not. I didn't say nothing. I'm not. I will always give credit where credit is due. You know, now Blue won't get at, but I will give credit where credit is due. But I also point out the deficiencies in the last two phases. It is what it is. You gotta take the good with the bad. It's just like, hey, you could throw for 30 touchdowns, but I gotta call you out if you throw 30 interceptions too, Jalen Winston. You know what I mean? So, you know, it is what it is. What's up, Kiana? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Maverick 77, good morning. YARC 9, good morning. Good morning. Tina, aka Mintygasm, is up here. Good morning. Junior Network, good morning. Good morning. My man Blue. Blue ain't letting up, Marley Marl. That's who you gotta holler at. You understand? My man Blue don't be playing. What's up, Sharita? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Percett is up here. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Wavy Thames is up here. Good morning. Good morning. He said, I'm at work and my boss is eating biscuits with no trout. He ain't got no sauce, ain't got the butter sauce, ain't got no honey, nothing, just dry ass biscuit. Boy, hey, look, better him than me. Robert D is up here. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Andre Ware is up here. I already said, but I just every man that y'all be happy rolling. Oh, this is no spoilers. This is just the reactions. The early reactions to Fantastic Four. No spoilers. I'm going to go see the movie on tomorrow. So on tomorrow's live stream, I'm probably going to not probably go no later than 45 minutes, probably my max. Then I'm gonna go lay down. I ain't gonna lie though. Ever since I had that little stomach, ate that Waffle House, I had that little stomach, whatever, whether it's food poison or whatever, I've been trying to sleep this mess off. And I put this on everything I love. This is the most I've slept in a long time. This week, I slept this whole weekend away. Monday, I slept a lot. Tuesday, because we got called off for work. So I didn't have to work yesterday. I got up. I was up for a little bit. I'm talking, whatever. Next thing I'm knocked out. It's 4:30 in the morning. And that I'm looking at my clock like, yo, what is going on? So, nope. You know what I'm saying? Michael Johnson, good morning. Good morning. So, yeah, I'm just trying to fight all this mess off. Judah Vision, what's up? What's up? What's up? Let me see. Who else did I get? Lex Leo reacts. Good morning. Good morning. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. They put the spoiler in the trailer. Yeah, they did. They did, boy. Yeah, they did. As franchise, good morning. Good morning. Justice, no. What's up, man? It's always good to see you up in the chat. They said, yeah, you got to rest. Can be eating that bullshiggity. Like, hey, look. I know what it is. I told y'all on Monday's show. I told y'all. I didn't see the sister with the squiggly arm. You know what I'm saying? With the little squiggly right there. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna be real with you. There wasn't no seasoning on that. I had to put my own seasoning on it when I got home. I'm like, yo, whoop. I should have known. He didn't have no teeth missing. He wasn't out there smoking cigarettes, talking fast, moving all about. I already knew the food wasn't gonna be good. That's when you know when you go in the Waffle House and my man in the back ain't got no teethuses, or he a little big. You know what I'm saying? And he looked like he eat good. You know what I'm saying? Or the sister back there looked like she eat good. Then I know it's about to be fire. But man, my man was too clean. He had no gloves on his hand when he was touching my meat. I already knew right then and there it was gonna be bad. I should have knew it wasn't gonna go right. Wasn't gonna go in my favor. I should have knew. You know what I mean? But yeah, you know what I mean? It was bad. The eggs wasn't even as cheesy as I like scrambled eggs with cheese. I love scrambled eggs with cheese. The cheese wasn't cheesing. The hash browns was a little dry. I should have knew something was up. Should have knew it. All right. Pick it up. You know what I mean? So yeah. Before we get started, let's go shout out the magnificent crew. All of y'all been holding it down for me. Let's freaking go. Hold up. Wait a minute. Wait. Whoa. Stop everything you're doing. Go and hit that like button. I know this is probably your first time watching and you probably enjoying everything. Stop fucking on the channel and go and hit that subscribe button so you never miss one of my videos or one of my morning live streams. And for only $2.99 a month, you know you can be a part of the crew. And shout out to all my crew members that have been holding it down for Dre Mack and the crew since the beginning. All right, back to your regularly scheduled program, now in service. So, go. Bye. All right. And appreciate all the people who are part of the magnificent crew. Like that, Blue. I like that. You know what I mean? So shout out to y'all, man. Y'all been holding it down. I really appreciate you guys. Y'all guys come early in the morning for what I got to say. And for that, I thank you. Y'all get to see the forehead shining when it shines. All of that. I appreciate y'all. Azelle Ray, good morning. But yeah, man, if you go to Waffle House and the brother ain't got no teeth, your food about to be fire. Hey, your food is about to be fire. Trust me. At the sister back there, she got the wigglies in the arm. When you see her cooking them eggs and that arm get the flapping fire. Fire food. Oh man. But yeah, let's get to some of these talking points or some of these early reactions, and let's hear what a lot of these guys got to say about Fantastic Four First Steps. I seen E-Man from E-Man's movie review. I seen his take on it when he got out. I'm kind of in. This is funny. And I've said this before, so it's not like it's a big thing. But what's up, D Stizzle? But I was more excited about Superman than I am about Fantastic Four. And technically, as far as like both movies, as far as like Man of Steel and I think Fan Force came out roughly around the same time. So because I really want to see Superman, I wanted to see James Gunn's take on Superman. I was more excited and curious about Superman being written and directed by James Gunn. That was a lot of because I like the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. I liked what he did with Peacemaker and John Cena. To this day, I'm telling you, I became back a fan of him in wrestling because of Peacemaker. Like, seriously, that's how well he was written in the show. So when it came to James Gunn talking about doing Superman, and I know how his brothers did Brightburn, you know what I mean? I know what he did with the Suicide Squad, and I think the Suicide Squad was better than what people give it. You know, I was just curious. I wanted to see what it is. And again, I I think we are in a land right now, in a world right now, post pandemic, where we are complaining more and more about movies than we are, you know, trying to have fun with them. And shout out to Mika G for this, because Mika G talked about this when she said, when she went to go see Megan 2.0, right? And when she said, people are complaining about it like beforehand. Terminator didn't do that with Terminator 2, what they did with Megan 2.0. And it was like nobody's going in now and having fun with these movies. What people are going in now is nitpicking and finding ways to say it sucks. What they're doing with shows right now is finding ways to nitpick with the shows, nitpick at these shows so much that you can't even enjoy them. And this is where the critical drinker comes in. This is when the neurotics come in. This is the Geeks and Gamers, Tyrone Magnus, Eric July. This is where all of these guys, and then more and more are starting to pop up every single day because they are riding the wave, just like how folks are doing with podcasting, talking about men this and women that. This is the same thing we're seeing in just television right now. Television and movies. Everybody got something to say to nitpick and not actually sit back and watch the movie. Because I don't know if y'all forgot, but I remember when we couldn't even go nowhere during the pandemic. You know what I mean? We couldn't even go anywhere. So when we did get an opportunity to go to the movie, we had to be spaced out unless you were with your family and all of this stuff. We couldn't really enjoy the magic of the movie. Shout out to B&B. We literally could not enjoy the magic of the movies. We are found so many ways to dissect and destroy a movie, whether you think it's political, which in fact, all movies have some type of, whether is social commentary or political commentary in all of it. What do you think the Hunt for Red October is about? Christmas? You see what I mean? So it's like we can't enjoy the movie. Listen, as someone that has did stage play and has acted, you know what I'm saying, for a while in my life, I like to go and see performances. When I watch Denzel on screen, I came to see Denzel's performance. I also got to, I'm coming to see how did the director direct this movie so it makes sense. What is the writing? Can an actor supersede the writing, or can the writing, uplift an actor to make this actor like, damn, because the lines are and all of that is so good. But yeah, we have got to a point where we're just going there to complain. Some of us don't even watch. Some of these people that's on YouTube and stuff like that don't even watch the damn movie or show, but then they're going right to their platforms to complain about it. And if I don't know about you guys, but there is more people that watch YouTube than they actually watch regular television or watch movies and TV. There's more people on YouTube. So now you get to understand why the critical drinker, had over 1 million views, or neurotic had over 1 million views, because more people will rather watch people complain than actually watch the movie and judge it on its own merit. It is what it is. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to see what these guys are talking about with Fantastic Four. I'm going to go see it tomorrow at 2:00. So I want to get excited. The only reason why I'm not so excited about it is because I want to see exactly if the trailer didn't spoil. I want to know if the trailer spoiled me, because I'm not gonna lie. Thunderbolts, even though I enjoyed it in the end, was a little bit different. There were still things that was critical in the movie that was already spoiled in the trailer. It was another movie that was like that we seen recently, or Hulk. Hulk. Brave New World. That whole ending was spoiled in the trailer. If they would have teased Red Hulk, would have been a little different. But again, the selling point of the movie was not Captain America. And I think I see somebody put a quote that I guess I don't think Kevin Feige said this. I think this was a fan quote, but I believe they was like Kevin Feige said that it would have been better. Which I don't believe this, but it would have been better if Captain America Steve Rogers was in it or whatever. Chris Evans, Captain America. For one, that sounded like some bullshiggity. You know what I mean? That sounded like somebody who was hating or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Gotta push the algorithm on X because there ain't nothing but hatred on there. You know, so I don't believe that. I just believe it was if the movie was about the Serpent Society, it probably would have been a better movie. It then teased the Hulk. You know what I mean? But did he say that? Because I haven't seen it. He did say that? Trash. See what I mean? This is okay. So Blue said he said it. Six the Truth said he said it. So just think if you're Anthony Mackie. I'm trying to tell you that this company, with this guy as the head of the company, continues to crap all over his black talent. It's right there. It's right there. But all right, let's get into some of these these early reactions. But before I do that, let's take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with more of the Dre Max Show.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Now you can own one of the greatest gospel albums ever on the road, with only giant hits and legendary stars.
Biscuit. I know the truth about it. I love. Oh, how I love this biscuit. Oh, how I love this biscuit. It is the best biscuit. I know.
This treasury is not sold in stores, and when you call the toll-free number now, you also get another entire album of all-time gospel favorites.
We now return to the Transformers.
All right. You said you sent the compilation of biscuit content to my ex. Oh my God. Hey, Kevin Terrell, thank you for the $2 super chat. I'm gonna have to check it out. That's hilarious. But let me go ahead and let me hook you up.
Gang bang, gang bang, gang bang.
You are truly amazing. Gang Thank you for your super chat.
Gang bang, gang bang.
All right, appreciate that $1.99 super chat. Let's give for the Hollywood Reporter. I'm also going to go to the comic book. I think it's the comicbookmovie.com and see what they had to say. Fantastic Four First Steps, first reaction from the premiere. So let's talk about it. Too much fanfare in a galaxy of stars in attendance. Marvel Studios hotly anticipated the Fantastic Four First Steps held its world premiere at the Dorothy Chandler Pavilion in Los Angeles on Monday night. Not long after the screening ended, reactions to the movie started flooding social media. The full critics review of Four First Steps are embargoed till Tuesday. The early social media response seemed overwhelmingly positive, with many viewers suggesting that the film is the best cinematic depiction of Marvel's first family. Now, I will say this. I ain't gonna lie. I liked the Fantastic Four First Touch of Four Rise of the Silver Surfer. But I liked it for other reasons because I think they're stupid. And not stupid in a bad way. I'm talking about just silly. They're comic book movies. They have fun. They didn't take themselves so seriously. And I like that. It was fun. Only thing I didn't like was the Galactus Cloud Monster because I was so excited about Galactus. Like, oh, snap. You know what I'm saying? Galactus is coming. Galactus coming as a big fart monster. Now, or cloud, I'm about to call it fart monster. A big cloud fart monster is what it was. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, what is this? And then I see Green Lantern. I'm like, oh snap, Cloud Monster. What? So you know what I mean? It doesn't go full comic book, but this one does. So I am excited to see what Galactus does in this movie. I'm not lying. That I'm very much looking forward to. I want to see that. All right. So it says, not long after the screening and the reactions of the movie started. Oh, okay. I did see that. Okay. I already did read that. All right. The 37th entry in the long-running Marvel Cinematic Universe, First Steps, is directed by Matt Shackman and stars Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic, Vanessa Kirby, Sue Storm, Invisible Woman, Eben Moss Baccarat as Big Grim, The Thing, and Joseph Quinn, Johnny Storm, Human Torch as a titular team. Set on an alternate Earth, the film sees the team attempting to stop the planet-devouring menace of Galactus, Ralph Ineson, who is helped by his herald, the Silver Surfer, Julia Gardner. First Steps is released in theaters worldwide on July 25th. Before the film's release, the full critics review read on for a sampling of early reactions for First Steps premiere. All right, Eric Gobin says, Fantastic Four First Steps is truly delightful. Perfectly captures the Fantastic Four and their dynamic. I had a big smile on my face throughout it and wowed on the awesome production design and the visuals. Matt Ramos, Suits, is up in here. He said, Fantastic Four was amazing. The cast and their chemistry holds this film up. Pedro delivered my favorite performance as Reed. The score elevates ever seen and is so prevalent. Galactus is perfectly adapted. This is a film with joy, heart, comedy, and more. Solid 8 out of 10. Now, personally, I think Matt Ramos gave Superman 10 out of 10. So, which I already know he's kind of, he's called Supes for a reason, the real Supes. Big Superman fan. But 8 out of 10 is not bad. Let's see what other people say. Dan Marcus says, The Fantastic Four First Steps is the best MCU film in ages. Wow. The best MCU film in ages. So Shang-Chi sucked. I'm just trying to make. Okay, let's see what you guys say. Mac Chapman delivers the goods with an emphasis on character and story while providing the gorgeous visuals ever conceived for an MCU film. The atomically correct Galactus has a huge part. It has a huge part. Love this. This mug was wicked for a second. Fantastic Four, this is Jack McBride. Fantastic Four is the most visually stunning and totally distinct MCU movie yet. All four of the main cast members killed it, with Vanessa Kirby being the standout. Giacchino's score is an all-timer. You would not regret watching this movie in the biggest theater possible. All right, I mean, for some right now, we're getting a lot of positive reviews on this. All right. Adam Peter said, my favorite MCU project is WandaVision, which Max Chapman was, I believe, was a producer or writer on WandaVision, which to me, WandaVision is still one of the best MCU projects that has came out as far as the feelings that it gave you. The writing on WandaVision was incredible. It was incredible. And it made you feel something, especially that at the end. It made you feel something, boy. And I loved every minute of WandaVision. I was tuned in to WandaVision, boy. So that's what makes me curious. You know, it makes me curious. I want to see, but I do want to see what more do they have in this movie. Okay, Fantastic Four is my favorite MCU project since WandaVision. Incredible craftsmanship and visual design on display, bolstered by pitch-perfect performances, especially from Kirby and Pascal. A moving story on parenthood and trying to soften the world for your child. And that score. So a lot of people was liking the score on this one. How many? I'm not reading all of this. I'm gonna read a couple more, and then I'm going to switch over and see what the I'm gonna go over and actually see do a reaction video to, I believe it's I want to see what Emergency Awesome at. Not Emergency Awesome. I actually watched it. New Rock Stars. I held off on theirs for a reason because Eric Voss already said that it was no spoilers, but he already said he watched it. He gave his point of view. I want to see exactly what he says in the New Rock Stars video. So we're gonna pivot and we're gonna look at that video too and see exactly what he had to say. Of course, like I say, but again, I want to give the guys that are homers, I want to give them their credit because at least they're trying to enjoy this stuff. You know what I mean? They're trying to enjoy these movies the best way possible. It just get you excited. We could call them hype beasts because, you know, I don't know if you guys know, but I'm an avid shoe collector, and I've been caught up by the hype beast. Them bought some shoes that I can barely wear. Thank you, Paris Fours, because I could wear it for like 2 minutes and then my feet hurt. I need to sell them jokers, but they're part of the collection. So, but you know, so these guys are like the hype beasts for shoes. They get you excited. Then you kind of watch it and be like, oh, well, you know, I mean, they did it with Ant-Man and Wasp and the Quantumania. They got me excited, and I was like, what? Why did they end it like that? Jonathan Majors was awesome, but what is this ended? You know what I mean? So you got to take it with a grain of salt. So that's what I'm saying on there. Let's keep going. They really did it. The Fantastic Four have finally been given the cinematic treatment they deserve all along. That was one of the most unique and satisfying MCU films yet. Wow. I need a repeat viewing ASAP. He's going to go watch that old bootleg. Fantastic Four was on par with Superman when it comes to the story about hope, love, and family. It's also probably the easiest access point for people that want to get into Marvel. Pedro Pascal, Joseph Quinn, Eben Baccarat were fantastic, but Vanessa Kirby, oh, she ate it. I'm not gonna. See, this is the thing about Pedro Pascal. I tried to tell Pedro Pascal's a hell of an actor. I don't know where the hate is coming from for Pedro though. I don't know where the hate is coming from, but people literally are like, he's in everything. I don't like it. I don't like he's in everything. And I'm like, dude, you know how great Pedro Pascal is? You know what I mean? But Pedro was good. The Mandalorian season 1 gave you a performance in a guy that's covered the whole show until the last 10 minutes? And it gave you a hell of a performance just under a mask. And most of it, of course, you know, was a stunt double. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying. The Last of Us. The reason why I watched The Last of Us, because Pedro Pascal's performance in The Last of Us. That's when you get to The Last of Us season 2 where people was complaining because there was a huge gap that this star, Pedro Pascal's a star. I don't care. He may not be a mega star, you know what I'm saying? But he is a star, bar none. And as Joel, that season 2 was missing Joel a lot because he's so good at what he does that he leaves like an aura around him that you have to step up to. And if you don't have the acting chops to step up, it's going to look bad. It's going to look bad. So that's why, you know, when he got cast as Mr. Fantastic, I was like, I'm good with it because of the acting chops. And that's another thing. Can we talk about that just for a second before I get to the next one? Can I just talk about, dude, these are actors doing a performance, kind of like what I said earlier. Give the actors time to act. Give them time to act. People go in there and be like, Pedro Pascal, oh, he doesn't look like Reed Richards. I like Carl Urban a lot. I mean, he especially as you know, he's playing Billy Butcher. Oh my God, perfect. Would I liked him as Kano? Yes. Am I willing to watch him as Johnny Cage? You damn right. That's was still Judge Dredd. So yeah, I'm still willing to watch him in this movie, right? he doesn't have to one for one look like the character. Yes. Do we fan cast a lot of people? Yes. What's his name? That was Mr. Was Reed Richards and Multiverse of Madness. Y'all put it in the comment section because y'all know who I'm talking about. Because he does The Quiet Place, right? Because he does The Quiet Place, he's a director. He's a writer, not just an actor. Y'all put it in the comment section. Y'all know who I'm talking about. But he couldn't commit to what they want from him. John Krasinski, thank you. C15 Rise. He couldn't commit to that. Okay, who is the best actor that's out there that can be able to give you the performance that you've been missing from Reed Richards? Reed Richards is calculated asshole. Sorry, Miss Roberta. But in the comics, this dude is literally on the spectrum. I'm sorry. He's literally on the spectrum of autism. And y'all think, oh my God, y'all think that Riri Williams is bad tinkering with stuff and getting herself into trouble that she shouldn't be? Dude, Reed Richards is worse. He's worse. All I'm saying is they got the right guy. I'm sorry to tell you, there's three guys in Marvel that just can't help themselves in Marvel. That's think tanks in Marvel. Reed Richards is one of them. He cannot help himself. That's why you got the Council of Reeds. He cannot help himself. His contemporary, Dr. Doom. Dr. Doom cannot help himself. But, I mean, he's a villain. You know, sometimes anti-hero depending on the story, but he cannot help himself. You know what I mean? Tony Stark. Hank Pym cannot help himself. In the comics, Hank Pym creates Ultron. When I tell you these people cannot help themselves, so they get into more trouble. This is why Sue Storm is there. You know what I'm saying? That's why Sue Storm is there, to reel him in. Everybody, women, in the comment section, all the women in the comment section, how many of y'all have dated a man who just can't help himself and you got to reel him in like, hey, baby, get your ass back over here with that foolishness. You about to get me, you're doing too much. Get back over here. Get back over here because you're doing too much. You know what I mean? That's literally Reed Richards. So if Pedro can give me that, that's all I'm asking for. That's all yes, Dr. Manhattan. Oh my God. Oh, we can go down the list. Spider-Man got himself in trouble too. see, Erica D? I'm just saying, can't help himself. Just getting in trouble. Just get, you know, you start sounding like Scorpion. Get over here. Before you get me in trouble, sound like Day-Day. I gotta live here, you don't. I'm just saying. So the thing is, the Reed Richards that came before that never gave you that. They never gave you somebody that is just too damn smart for his own good, where he's trying to figure it out and he ends up causing more harm than good. Doesn't that sound like somebody we just seen on the small screen on Disney Plus? Let's get to these reviews. But before we get to these next reviews, we're going to take a very quick commercial break. We'll be right back with more of the Dre Mack Show.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit. Taste the honey sauce. Taste the goodness of the biscuit with the honey sauce. With that honey sauce on me, I don't like the way it tastes. My chicken wings.
We now return to the Transformers.
All right. Oh, why'd I look like I was fake for a second? My stupid camera like autofocus off of me and focus on my background. All right, let's see what the comic book movie news got to say. Before we get into the reaction video to new rock stars, and then we're gonna go and then that's gonna be it. We're gonna wrap this thing up. All right, the first social media reactions to the Fantastic Four first steps landed over the weekend, but more critics have weighed in with their thoughts following the movie's world premiere. Let's see what they got to say. Let's get to these. All right, it said Fantastic Four is the most visually appealing MCU installment in years. Kirby lives up to the Sue Storm hype. The big Johnny Banter had me cheesing like crazy. Plus, Pedro wowed me with his third act performance. There's something missing though, like I wish I loved. There's something missing. All right. Just saw Marvel's Fantastic Four, and well, Marvel's first family has finally arrived. Director Matt Chapman pulls the Fantastic Four and their science fictional world right out of the comic books. This is the most comic booky film Marvel Studios has ever released, wasting zero. I don't want to read the rest of that. It's probably more to that. But didn't our good buddy, what is this? Mask, get this out of my screen. Didn't our good buddy Tyrone Magnus, you know what I'm saying, say Superman was super comic booky? Like, too comic booky. What's up, Pam? Sister Pam is up here. Didn't he say it was too comic booky? Like, you know what I mean? So, yeah, that's true. That's true. That is very true. You said there's a lot of gas in these. I mean, again, I think this is the reason why I'm saying I said what I said at the beginning of the show about go and have fun. Go be optimistic for just a change. And the reason why you want to go be optimistic, because what if the movie is really good? I want to go in there like with no serious expectations. I want to go and see that that a movie is just fun. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't take itself so seriously that it can't be a comic book film, but not take itself too seriously where we get away from the comic book fun aspect, especially in the comic book space. If this was Shakespeare, then this is totally different. Totally different. Totally different conversation. If we're talking about a dramatization or something, totally different conversation. But we're talking about comic book movie. Like, let's go have comic book movie fun. And I think we're not having fun no more, man. Go have fun. Some of these guys need to just take the draws out their butt and just have fun, man. And it sounds like people came in. This was a different world, a different atmosphere. You got dropped into, just like what I heard about Superman. You got dropped into this and you're having fun. What's wrong with having fun? That's all I'm saying. All right. Fantastic Four First Steps is a very different Marvel movie. Characters first, distinctive visuals. I love the way that he said characters first. I think that's. Oh, I did not want to do that. Characters first, right? Because if the characters are not good, who cares about the actual movie? And a lot of people don't understand the reason why my favorite comic book movie of all times is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the 1990 movie. Because what? They focus on the actual turtles. You got to spend time with the turtles, with their personality and stuff like that. I know Donatello got the short end of the stick in the movie. You know what I'm saying? But he was the emotional support. But I'm just saying, you at least got to spend time with the Turtles and Splinter before you got to the action. And if it's character driven, I'm starting to get a little bit more excited if it's character driven, because it tells a better story when it's character driven and the spectacle happens off of the characters. All right. Fantastic Four, the most visual. I think we read his. Let me see. In the context of MCU, Fantastic Four felt a bit like your 3-hole hitter drawing a walk with runners on second and third. Not terrible, but it does just enough to be recommendable to the average moviegoer and to keep the cinematic universe flowing in a positive direction. So he said this feels like like a 3-hole hitter drawing the walk. Wow. Use a baseball reference there. All right, Nico said the Fantastic Four is the best MCU film since No Way Home. Max Chapman delivers a film that truly feels singular against the massive MCU catalog with the retro 60s feel and gorgeous VFX. The cast is outstanding, with Kirby and Pascal leading the charge beautifully. All right, let me see. Let's matter of fact, let's transition off of them. And let's just go straight into New Rock Stars. And let's see what New Rock Stars just had to say about this movie. I think we kind of get the gist of what's going on, but I want to hear what Eric Voss has to say. I'm going to kind of speed it up just a little bit. Give me just a second. I'm about to get this together. Okay, we are already on Premiere. And let me share my tab real quick. Hell no. Nah, I'm straight. I'm not getting no flying car. And I heard it's a Dodge. I don't think so. I don't think there's and again, can't call it woke. Well, there's a female Silver Surfer, so I guess I call it work. But no, I don't think there's any prominent black actors in this. I'm not for sure. I tried to stay. I watched the first few trailers, but all the first 5 minutes of the movie coming out and all of that, I stayed completely away from that. So I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you. I have no idea. All right, let's get to what Eric Voss has to say. Let's wrap this thing on up.
Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Eric Voss, and this is a spoiler-free review of Marvel Studios' The Fantastic Four First Steps. I was fortunate to see this movie on Saturday as part of a press day, where I also got to interview the director, Matt Shackman. In this video, I'm going to walk you through what worked in this film, what I personally needed to see more of, whether it is the win Marvel needs, and at the end of this video, my numerical score and my ranking among recent Marvel titles. And even though I hate these kind of head-to-head comparisons, how Fantastic Four compares to Superman, and why it's okay to love both of them. And before I get started, look at this awesome Fantastic...
All right, let's kind of skip past that just a little bit. And let's
After seeing a press screening of the film, Fantastic Four First Steps is the most visually dazzling film Marvel Studios has made. Galactus rocks. He's enough of a reason to see this movie. There are other reasons. The music, the performances, the action, the world. A step in the right direction for Marvel. I was stunned at how hard the sci-fi goes in Fantastic Four First Steps. Even the Brawn in this movie has brains. Tonally, it is more in common with Interstellar, Contact, The Martian, and Independence Day than it does with the average MCU fanfare. My kind of movie. While the...
Okay, so he says it has more to do with like an Independence Day, The Martian, Interstellar, Contact, where you're on this world and basically it's a world in an event. Independence Day to me could be a good comparison as far as like aliens come down. There's a world, the world could be able to end. You got all this catastrophes going on, and how do we get past that as a society? Okay, all right. You're piquing a little my interest, a little more. All right, let's go.
Relationship dynamics and humor play better for me in Thunderbolts. As a parent, I can't deny the joys and terrors Fantastic Four First Steps evokes. I'm left curious about some world details, but Matt Shackman succeeds in staying focused on what's important. Marvel Studios' Fantastic Four First Steps pulls off an impressive feat of reminding viewers why these characters are so important to the history of Marvel's brand, with a family-driven story that feels comic truthful both in its visual renderings of the characters and in the general tone and the gravity that their universe revolves around.
And what I've also heard that this is the most Jack Kirby-ish Stan Lee movie ever. Now, when I went back and read Fantastic Four number 52 and 53, when I went to go do my video on that, and the banter between Sue, Johnny, Ben, and Reed, you could tell that Stan was pulling a lot of his own family into that, and the banter just between just them was amazing. Even in the and of course that was in the 1960s, and have it at. So I'm also curious, do we really get that, like this 1960s, you know, true 1960s aesthetic? I've heard we do, but I'm curious to see how does that play in.
And it does all this with incredible visuals, heart-pounding action, moving performances, a terrifying villain, and an epic score by Michael Giacchino, who, no offense to Alan Silvestri, Giacchino seems to symphonically get what Marvel Studios really needs more than any other composer has, in my opinion. First Steps captures what good Fantastic Four stories should feel like. It's nerdy, it's emotionally grounded within the family drama, it's a little silly, and it makes you genuinely worry about the fates of the characters, and it showcases these superheroes' power sets and their empathy and their ingenuity in ways that I really loved. But I must say,
so what I'm gathering is it doesn't take itself so seriously that it can't have fun. So why should you?
There is room for more giant leaps beyond these first steps. The movie, while getting most things right, does not pop quite as well as what I believe remains the best Fantastic Four movie ever made, Pixar's The Incredibles, where Brad Bird basically took the Fantastic Four recipe and cooked. First Steps highlights its heroes' hearts and their minds, but could have afforded to flex their muscles once or twice more in its first half, not in its expository montage, but like in a sequence with real dramatic weight where we could...
Isn't this the kind of the same thing that we were talking about? A lot of people were saying, why didn't we get the fight where Superman loses at the beginning of Superman 2025? I said, you got it when he went back. But just seeing Superman, a character in the comics that has done so many dazzling feats before, in the snow bleeding, you are curious. And one thing that did not get me excited about this movie is that I didn't see enough action from the Fantastic Four to make me think, even if it's canon fodder characters, to make me excited about this movie. Like, who are they fighting? Is it just Galactus? Is it, you know, and I don't want to be, you know, character-driven movies are cool, but when you start talking about superhero movies, you got to have a little bit more action to justify it. If not, it's going to get boring. So even though they say this is one of the shorter MCU films that they have made, that is my fear, that I'm going to go in this movie. There's not going to be enough action to justify sitting around listening to people talk this whole time. That's all I'm saying.
See them sweat as much as they do so well in Acts 2 and 3. But when Galactus enters this film, his immensity, his scale, his gravitas structurally snaps the movie into place and turns it into one of Marvel's best films. Galactus is that iconic. I've never seen a Marvel villain look this cool and this scary and just miraculously pull off something that could have looked very stupid. So what happens in this movie? No spoilers. In an alternate Marvel history, the Fantastic Four are a family of astronauts and superheroes in the 1960s whose hot streak gets halted when the Silver Surfer heralds the coming of Galactus, Devourer of Worlds. Marvel has hinted in the marketing that Galactus wants something with Reed and Sue's baby, Franklin, but I won't get into what. Either way, this Abraham-Isaac dilemma results in the Four having to rally an angry Earth populace into some kind of survival plan. When I compare this movie to sci-fi films like Interstellar, Contact the Martian, and Independence Day, I mean both in terms of the space travel imagery and the conflict, but also just the amount of time spent with nerds in rooms with chalkboards trying to collectively science the shit out of impossible problems. The victories.
And I think that, and see, if you're not a comic book fan, that's what Reed Richards does. Yeah, that's what Reed Richards does. He spends time trying to figure crap out. You know what I mean? He spends time trying to figure crap out. So if you're not going to be into that, you know, and I'm glad you say Interstellar, because Interstellar is like that, where they spend time trying to figure it out. How can we get this thing going? How can we fix this problem? I think if you're not into that, you're probably going to be like, why am I watching this? So before you go see this, know that that's what you're going to get in this movie.
This movie don't really happen in the heat of battle. They happen the same way they happen for us nerdy YouTubers after finding an Easter egg, after translating some Orabesh that no one bothered to read. I felt very seen by this movie. There are 2 post-credit scenes, but there are a number of other fun reasons in between those scenes to pay attention as the credits roll. What you'll love. The visual scale of this movie is truly a triumph. And despite knowing Matt Shakman's work from WandaVision, Mad Men, Game of Thrones, and Monarch Legacy of Monsters, I didn't know he had this in him. And yes, I realize how high the bar is that I say this movie's clearing by calling it Marvel's most visually dazzling film ever, but I stand by it. It improves on what Chloe Zhao did in Eternals by making his gargantuan space god more than just a backdrop, but something that grabs us and strangles us without mercy. Wow.
I'm trying to tell you, man, Eternals gets a bad rap, but that is a beautiful movie. That is a beautiful movie. The special effects and everything pop in that movie. It's actually a better movie than what people think it is. It's a better movie. It is just long as all hell. It is long as all hell, but it is a beautiful, gorgeous, good story. Kevin dropped the ball on that in other ways, and I'll probably get into it probably in a later live stream. But man, anyway.
Stefan Soretti pulled off some incredible visual effects in Doctor Strange. This movie pairs great effects with insanely detailed production design by Kazra Farhani, who, along with Hannah Beachler, are Marvel Studios' best production designers, and along with casting director Sarah Haley Finn, might be their most valuable players. Most Marvel Studios films, despite flashes of splash page action or concept art made slightly more dimensional, do not really have a sense of geography in place. But Fantastic Four First Steps is set in an actual world, and we get to explore so much of that world on multiple tiers and see all the cool things in it and how it's a place we would want to spend our time in. And we get to see what's beyond that world even, and why this world is so precious and worth fighting for. Universe 828 needs to be a Disney park. I assume the Imagineers are on this as we speak. Part of being a nerd is curating your collectibles. You got to have at least one or two things on your desk or your shelf that function as physical, inhabit their roles so well. And I was shocked. Each of these 4 people who have seen in a ton of things could show me something new about their talents in a Marvel movie. Kirby's Sue Storm embodies the courage we need to see from all Marvel heroes. Pedro Pascal's Reed Richards shows us a refreshing pathos that should come from the world's smartest man. And as the father of a son who just started taking his own first steps and knowing how Matt Shackman took inspiration from becoming a father himself, I loved how this film put center stage the highs and the terrors of parenthood. So much so that I probably forgave things that not all critics and viewers will forgive. Julia Garner is such a cool Silver Surfer, and she's so kinetic and so fearsome as the tip of Galactus' spear. And Galactus works in this movie largely for how simple Shackman and the studio were willing to keep him and how much meaning they were able to get out of the word hunger.
I still believe that the best way to go about certain projects, Blade, anyone? Blade, is to keep it simple, stupid. Just the kiss. Kiss is just so easy. Keep it simple, stupid. You don't have to overcomplicate it. You just have to make it enjoyable. That's it.
Are some really fun Easter eggs and cameos and name drops in this movie that are going to be really fun to research in our breakdown that's coming Friday. But Michael Giacchino's score might be the biggest win of this film. You will hear echoes of his work from Lost, The Incredibles, Star Trek, Inside Out, and of course his big breasted
Inside Out is
from
my
his
stuff.
past MCU work, but also some innovative choir chanting that actually reminded me of John Williams' work for Duel of the Fates. It's going to be a fun movie to experience in concert. Now, let's balance this out with what you'll miss. Some gripes. I think this movie struggles with first act pacing issues. I don't know what 27-minute cut preview audiences screened that led to those glowing reviews of how this film opens, but I'm guessing that edit excluded some of the treading water moments that I definitely felt in the first 40 minutes. Now, the first act isn't bad. It's actually a very fun introduction to the world and to the character's history, but with limited stakes throughout it all, it felt a bit like 40 minutes of Previously On in a movie that I knew going into it would just be like an hour or 45 minutes before the credits start rolling. We know a lot was removed from the first act of this movie. Last week, the director confirmed that John Malkovich's character, Red Ghost, was removed, despite the character showing up in the movie's first teaser. And in today's episode of the Rumor Rundown show, I share my very dumb theory for why. I'll just say that the first act is filled with charm, but missing some dramatic propulsion, but the momentum definitely does kick in when Galactus shows up, and that momentum never stops from that.
So what it sounds like, it said the first act is boring. So what it sounds like.
Point forward. Now, part of these reworkings seem to be Natasha Lyonne's character, who's left surprisingly underdeveloped and not much of a use of the actress's talent. Nothing against the actress or the intention behind this character, but the character does not need to be in the movie. There are 1 or 2 shots in this movie where the CGI is distracting, I will admit. But without spoiling it, knowing the practical needs of the scene, it literally could not have been shot without using CGI in that moment. So I give it a pass, but I know not everyone will. So my final score and ranking of this movie, I give this movie a beep, boop, 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 beep, boop, 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 do not look like an idiot 12 months from now when people say that you are a shill and have bad taste in movies. Such a computation is impossible. Whatever. 8.8 out of 10. I liked it a lot. I wanted to like it more, and I didn't like it.
So let's just say he gives it a close to a 9. Let's round it up. He gave it a 9 out of 10 for this movie. Soups gave it an 8 out of 10. So what I'm just deducing from what I've read, from listening to Eric Voss, is there is some issues with it's still good. There's some issues with the pacing at the beginning of the movie. Then it goes full throttle for the remainder of the movie, is what it sounds like. So basically, if you could get through the first 30 minutes, you enjoyed this movie, is what it sounds like to me.
it as much as I liked Thunderbolts and Superman. Still, I was shocked at how different this movie is than Thunderbolts or Superman. It's trying to do something completely different, and I like that it has those ambitions. Fantastic Four First Steps is ultimately a visually stunning film to behold and truly groundbreaking for Marvel Studios in terms of its scale and its production design and its music. It is the kind of success Marvel needs, and all MCU movies deserve to have settings as rich as Universe 828 is. And in the mixed bag that has been the MCU since Avengers Endgame, it's easily up there near the top. Yes, I do think Fantastic Four is a better movie than Deadpool and Wolverine. No, I do not.
Hold on, wait a minute. So this is just his ranking. He got Thunderbolts number 1. I think Thunderbolts is a fantastic movie with a better story and a better underlying theme than people give it credit for. I believe that. So you got Thunderbolts, No Way Home, Fantastic Four First Steps over Deadpool, Wolverine, which I think Deadpool, Wolverine, the only thing that takes me away from Deadpool, Wolverine, and I'm a Deadpool fan, the theme of this movie is not the theme of the first 2 movies. The first Deadpool movie is about love. The second Deadpool movie is about family. The third Deadpool movie is about cameos in how we can shove them all in here. You know, and the jokes were not as good, nowhere close as good in Deadpool 1 or Deadpool 2. So Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Shang-Chi was 6, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness 7, Black Panther Wakanda Forever 8, Captain America Brave New World 9, The Marvels 10, Ant-Man and the Wasp and the Quantumania 11, Thor Love and Thunder 12, Eternals is 13, and Black Widow is 14. I will put Thor Love and Thunder at the very bottom. I will put that movie at the very bottom. Good God Almighty. And then number 13 will be Brave New World for me, because geez, they could have did a whole lot better with Brave New World. But yeah, Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania will be under that. Then the Marvels. Then I put Black Panther Wakanda Forever down at the bottom just because of what they did with the character. It'll be at the bottom. It'll be at the bottom 4. Matter of fact, I put Ant-Man and the Wasp and Quantumania. It'd be a lot of bottoms. That bottom 5 or yeah, they're well worth it. I think Eternals is a better movie. It just didn't fit. If the Eternals was not an MCU project, it would have been one of the best films out there next to Doom. If it wasn't a Marvel project, I would just be honest. If there were a superhero team you've never heard of, it would be one of the best movies of that year. Sorry. But because it's a part of the MCU and they didn't connect anything and all of that, and yeah. So, yeah, let's finish what he got to say.
I think it's better than No Way Home, and I will die on the hill that No Way Home is a better movie than a lot of people give it credit for, even beyond its cameos and member berries. And yes, you're going to see Guardians Volume 3.
It is
what's
a better
wrong with
movie.
This guy? Hey,
It's a
I am
really
a
good
lifelong
movie.
James Gunn acolyte. I like everything that guy makes, but it seems like the whole world forgave the issues with Guardians Volume 3 more than I was willing to. I'm curious to know your thoughts, but I believe that the sequences where Fantastic Four First Steps shreds, it truly is the MCU at its best in those moments. Now, this is a review video. The comment section's going to get brutal, so you don't have to comment on this video. This is just my thoughts on this movie. I expect a lot of people to disagree with me. I feel like there were elements of this movie that are crafted specifically for a nerd who likes science movies and is also a dad, and that may not be you, and the movie may not be for you, and that's okay. I respect your opinion, but if you want to comment down below, talk about your favorite sci-fi movie. Follow me at EA Voss and subscribe to all of our channels in the New Rockstars Network breakdowns.
All righty, so kind of hear what these guys had to say about the movie. Okay, so like I said, the only thing that's holding me up, and again, I go and watch it tomorrow, 2:00. I go and watch it, and I will most definitely give you my my 60-second thoughts on YouTube Shorts, on Threads, and on Instagram, most definitely. My only hiccup is kind of what he was saying is like, it got to give me something to make me excited. For some reason, there's just something that's holding me back that doesn't make me as curious as Superman did. I think Superman just got me more. That first trailer of Superman in the snow beat the hell up, which is the beginning of the movie, sold me I have not been sold. Besides Galactus, what else do you got for me? And I haven't seen it yet. So that's just me personally. The Sick Horror Kingdom, hey, look, hey, that's your opinion. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? I ain't telling you to like it. I'm just saying what I like. You know what I'm saying? But I also watched Knight Rider over and over again. That show came out in the 80s where I could constantly see the deficiencies in 80s television. Call me a homer, but I love it. So I'm gonna give you my my thoughts. If I'm like, oh my God, that was amazing, I will tell you. If it sucks, I'm gonna tell you, just like I did with Superman. You know what I'm saying? And I've seen Superman 4 times. Am I gonna see Fantastic Four 4 times? I don't know. But what I do know is that I'm gonna take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with more of the Dre Mack Show.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit. Taste the butter spread. Taste the goodness of the biscuit with the butter spread. Get your butter spread all on me. I don't like the way it mixes with my mac and cheese.
We now return to the Transformers.
All right. Are you guys, let me ask you guys a question. Are you guys actually looking forward to watching Fantastic Four? I'm gonna be real with you. We haven't really talked about Fantastic Four, the excitement and all of that. Hell, we haven't even did a Grifter video yet. What's up, Miss Rock Kitty? We haven't really did that yet. You know what I mean? So I'm curious. You know what I'm saying? What you guys kind of think about Fantastic Four? Are y'all gonna go see it? I mean, because we really ain't talked about it. So let me know if you guys are really gonna go see it, because I mean, that's kind of, I've just thought about that.
Yo, the sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up. Wrap that shit up, B.
Yo, I gotta wrap this thing up. Thank you guys for tuning in again every morning to another episode of the Dre Mack Show. What do you think about Fantastic Four? What do you think about these early takes? Are you surprised that Eric Voss and Soups gave it like an 8.8 out of 10? What do you guys think about that? Put in the comment section below and let me know what you guys think about it, especially if you're watching this on a replay. But don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that bell notification so you can never miss one of my videos again. Until next time, I'm gonna holler at you guys later. Peace and Vampire. I'll be back tomorrow to talk more Fantastic Four. Where's the outro at? Look, you already know. I gotta go. Wait a minute. You're telling me the video's over? What? Okay, I guess so. If you have came to this portion of the video, thank you so very much for sticking to the end. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that little bell notification so you never miss one of my videos. And if you really want to, you don't got to, go ahead and follow the social media links that's down below. Until next time, I'll let you guys later. Peace and vibe higher, y'all. Y'all take care of yourself.